On the roof, in the basement, anywhere you can think of, you can put an ice rink. And these are the guys that build them. Joining me in the studio is Florian Kretzschmar, Global Marketing Manager for Glice. It's like ice with a GL in front, right?
That's right.
Florian, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
So why don't you tell me about Glice? What is this?
So Glice is a sustainable skating technology that functions without the use of any water, energy, no carbon emissions, nothing that you have with the operation of refrigerated conventional ice. Mm-hmm. So it's a sustainable technology that can replace refrigerated ice where it's just not feasible anymore, especially in times of climate change. Even here in Montreal, it's been a pretty warm winter, as you've seen. My colleagues in Europe are telling me, there was hardly any winter this year. So climate conditions are changing. So is the consciousness of people when it comes to that. And so we can provide an alternative, an ecological alternative without any water or energy. And so we can also bring ice skating to people who had never had the chance before, like in warmer climates, in the tropics, all over the world, all year round.
You're building rinks in like the Middle East, right?
That's right. Like in Africa, in India, in South America, like we've had more than 1,800 installations in over 85 countries so far.
Florian, forgive me.
Yeah.
It sounds too good to be true, right? It sounds like ice is ice. It's water. It's frozen water. How can a synthetic product recreate that? So there's got to be give me the catch. Is there a catch?
Not really. Look, so, ice will always be ice, okay? There is no replacement for ice. Ice is ice. But what we can offer is something that gets very, very, very close to real ice. So we have professional athletes using our product. For example, right here in Montreal, we have CCM, the largest hockey gear manufacturer in the world. Yep. They have their headquarters here. They have a Glice rink in their headquarters as a performance lab where they test their gear, and we have NHL players training on it. And so it's really undergone an incredible development over the years, and so we're getting really, really close to the real thing.
We're speaking with Florian Kretzschmar, Global Marketing Manager for Glice. It's basically synthetic ice, and I've read the stories about Glice. And I hear people saying that it's like the real deal. Statistically, can you give me? Is there a number? Are you like we are 99% as real as ice, or can you formulate it that way?
Yeah, we can. Like we say, we're like around 2 to 5% slower than real ice. Yeah. But if you are a normal ice skater somewhere visiting a rink, you will hardly know the difference,
Gotcha.
Especially once you get used to it after a couple of minutes. And for professional athletes or clubs, it's actually an interesting advantage for off-ice training because they use it and they need a little more effort on our ice, and then they go back on the real ice, and they're faster, and
It's
so
like
they actually appreciate it.
It's like when a baseball player puts those extra weights on the bat, and then you take off the weight, so it feels like the bat's lighter.
Exactly.
Okay,
but
that's crazy.
It is really the difference is minimal, and so most people won't even really notice it.
The other thing that's coming through my head here is, what are you're on this surface? It's skates. It's metal blades that carve up everything they touch. So, you have to replace this surface? Like, what's the maintenance? How does this surface handle metal sharp blades that can cut through pretty much anything?
Right. So, it's meant to handle that, and it lasts more than 20 years. We even give like a 12-year warranty on it, and and after using it for like 10 years, you just flip it over, and you have a completely new surface.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's exactly meant for that.
Is there a maintenance process though? Do you got to like oil it or something?
It's very simple. Like it's pretty basic vacuum cleaning. You can scrub it, and put a solution. But like compared to what you have with refrigerated ice, it's minimal. Refrigerated ice, you have to resurface, you have the Zamboni. It's a huge operating cost. So it's not just the water and energy, it's also the maintenance that is so much simpler with our product.
Tell me about some of your installations. Obviously you can have like the shopping mall in Africa that's never, people don't get that opportunity. They can do it. But give me the high end, the low end of your facilities.
So the smallest rinks would be home rinks. Like in any home, like for hockey kits, for example, it's great. they can have ice time all year round now.
What's the smallest surface that you'll do?
Like, I mean, you can buy just one single sheet if you want. That's very small. But, like, for example, we have a figure skater in Germany who sometimes uses just one sheet for a show. But, like,
how big is that sheet? What would be the
It's 2 square meters. It's like 1 by 2.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, I mean, for like a small home rink, we would recommend something like maybe 12 square meters or something like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you can do that. And then it goes up to, well, we have, like you said, malls, we have hotels, we have clubs, hockey clubs, we have figure skaters, and municipalities. And like the largest we've done was actually last year. We've installed the largest eco rink in the world, 4,000 square meters in Mexico. So we've replaced their refrigerated rink from the previous years. And with that, we saved, over just the course of the holidays, 185,000 liters of water. The average monthly energy consumption of 4,000 households and 95 tons of carbon emissions in just 3 weeks. So the government of Mexico City said, we need a green technology. We can't have this kind of expense anymore, and we can't justify it anymore in this climate. So they came
Florian,
to us.
who's the toughest sell? Are Canadians the toughest sell? Like, to believe that, hey, I should go with this as opposed to real ice?
Yeah, there's still some prejudice because, synthetic ice back in the day was just not up to the standard of, like, professional athletes. But it's gotten there. Our product, our Glice rinks are very close to the real deal, and so there's less and less resistance. But yeah, like people come around now.
I gotta let you go, but ballpark cost, someone who's listening to us, they've got a small backyard in their home. What's a ballpark cost to have a Glice rink?
Yeah, for a small home rink, you can, well, even for under $1,000, you can get one. It can go up to 2,000, 3,000, depending on how large you want it.
If you've got kids and they're hockey nuts and they want to play on nonstop.
Yeah.
Great. Florian, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Florian Kretzschmar, Global Marketing Manager for Glice, like ice with GL in front of it. Cool stuff.